Hey everyone, it's PA Pokemon Pulse here. I actually making another video. I just got back another submission from CGC. I sent off about 7 cards about the end of August. They should have been back a little bit sooner. Two things were in a bit of a factor. That CGC is in Florida, and they just recently had a hurricane there, as you know. So that kind of slowed them down a little bit. And then also on top of that, when you just sign up for CGC, they actually give you a credit. It's a $150 credit when you sign up. When I sent my cards off, there was nothing really to specify to use my credit, so they didn't know if they wanted to use it or not. You think they would have sent me an email or called me or something of that nature, but they just sat on my cards until I gave them a call, so that was a little bit of annoying. This is technically my first official submission to CGC for myself. Actually, I used to do it through the card shop that I just recently signed up myself. So a little bit of a rocky start there. It took about an extra 10 or 15 days to get the cards back. But we'll go ahead and go over these. There was one that was in question today. I actually just got off the phone not too long ago with CGC, trying to figure out what was going on with it. It's going to be kind of tough to see on camera, but I'll explain it when we get to that card. I'll save that one for last. One of the first cards I sent off was the Rainbow Charizard. So that's from Brilliant Stars. Got a 9.5 on that. The reason I sent that one off, you guys probably seen before, I actually have 2 of these cards. So essentially, one of them is going to be for sale, but I was going to see if I was going to try to score 10 out of this guy. So unfortunately, not 9.5. I'm still okay with that. With CGC, that's a pretty good grade. Normally, if I were to send that to PSA, they kind of give away 10s, honestly. So that would probably be a pretty good 10. So 9.5 on the Charizard. Next one is a Japanese card. I sent this one off for nostalgia purposes, actually. This is just red and Pikachu. It's the Pikachu V. This is the one from VMAX Climax. There is a new version of this, or the English version of this is in Lost Origin. So I actually, like I said, I'm probably not going to sell this one. I'm going to hold on to this one just for nostalgia purposes only. It's really not that worth that much of a card, honestly. So, but it's kind of cool, just to have in the collection. The next one that I had again is another Japanese card, another a nostalgia throw here. This is the Leon and Charizard. Again, got a 9.5 on that. This again is from VMAX Climax. When you send Japanese cards off, they're usually pretty good grade. The chances of you ever getting anything lower than an 8 on Japanese is pretty slim, just because the centering, the actual quality of the card is a lot better than what's made here in the United States. So yeah, got a 9.5 on that one. So that was pretty cool. The next one, not really sure what this one is here. It is an American card. Oh, okay. So this is my special delivery Charizard. So we got this. There was a lottery on the Pokemon website. It was only up for about a day or day and a half, where essentially you put your email in, you had a chance to actually get this card in. If you did win the lottery, all you had to do was order $20 worth of stuff from the Pokemon website, and then they actually send this card with you. Unfortunately, when they send this card, it's not really in the best condition. They just kind of throw it in the box. So whatever you're getting there, and actually you got to make sure that it doesn't really beat it up. Looking at this one, I can see why I got a little bit of lower grade. I am okay with that. It was a free card, so definitely not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. Being an 8.5, you can tell naturally it's centering is off a little bit. Naturally it's a little thinner on the bottom compared to the top. So pretty happy with that one. Of course, everybody would be happy if everything came back as a 10, but that does not happen. So next one we got here, again, can't remember. Here we go. So we got our Espeon V. So with the Espeon V, this is the full art from Evolving Skies. Pretty happy about that one, getting a 9. Again, this is an American card, so getting a higher grade on a U.S. card is not really the easiest thing in the world, unfortunately. Funny story, right after I sent this submission out, pretty much, I think it was about a day or two later, I literally pulled the same exact card. Unfortunately, the centering was a little off on that one, so I'm definitely glad I had this one to send off rather than the one with the bad centering. So that's a nice full art, one of many from Evolving Skies. The other one that we got here. Now, I did not expect this card to get a high grade at all. This is the full art from Pokemon Go of Mewtwo. A couple things, and it's kind of hard to see, especially with my stupid reflection there. The top of the card is a little, I think it's a little rough around the edges. And for some reason, I got a pretty high grade on it. So I don't know if the grader was just having a good day or what the deal is. But yeah, I definitely think this should have got a little bit of a lower grade. I'm not going to complain about it if they're going to give me nines. Definitely no issues there. However, brings me on to the second one. Now that Mewtwo card, I would have thought it'd been lower. The next one I got, I thought would have been higher. The centering is perfect on it. The front has no issues on it. If you see a little bit of white marks, for some reason, every time I get something back from CGC, they have all this like packing dust on it. So it's almost like you gotta, it's like, what do you want to call it? It's like static clinging to every single one of these. So really, when you get these, it wouldn't be a bad idea to take a canned air to each one of them to get all that malarkey off there. But here's the killer of it. This isn't really worth that much of a card. I just thought it was actually really cool. The only drawback is they're giving you 7.5. Now, if you remember earlier, I said that I gave CGC a call just to kind of find out what was going on with it. I'm sure all grading companies are the same way, and I can understand this. So I said this card is not really worth that much. Even if it comes back as a 9, it's maybe worth $20 more. So maybe like a $70 or $80 card, right, at a 9. However, being a 7.5 is really not worth much at all. So I looked it over, honestly, for about a day and a half. Not straight, actually. There is literally nothing that I can see wrong with this card. Again, it's going to be tough for you guys to see, on camera. I've had multiple people look at it. There's nothing wrong with the edges. There's nothing wrong with the centering. The only thing I can think of is like maybe they had an issue. So basically, what I did for this card was when I called CGC, they kind of pretty much just said tough titty. Honestly, they said that I can send it back for regrade if I do think it's incorrect. The only drawback is when you do something like that, you gotta pay for it. So if I paid an extra $25 to have this card sent back out, and it comes back as a 9. I just wasted my money because I can only sell it for $20 more. so, and I told the lady this on the phone. I said, "Listen, I'm going to be submitting a pretty big bulk order of over 25 cards. I don't want to send off a whole bunch of cards and find out that my high end cards aren't really worth anything. When I do the diligence, I do the inspections before I send these cards out. Some of them, these ones here, I didn't really care too much. Like I said, I got a couple nostalgic ones in there." But that's because I was getting $150 worth of grading for free. So I definitely had no complaints on sending off a couple cards. I just thought they were cool cards. So I don't know. Really kind of up in the air on CGC because of the fact that there's really nothing they can do about it. They do have scans on there. The lady even went as far as looking through to see if there was any grader notes on it. Unfortunately, they don't do grader notes on cards. So essentially, it's like, Steve looks at it and says, "Hey, I think that's a 7," and then Fred looks at it and says, "Hey, I think that's an 8," and then Bob says, "You know what? Why don't we just meet in the middle and slap a 7.9 on it?" so anyways, clearly they're not going to do anything about it. I'm going to go ahead and sell this for probably way less than I probably should. So if anybody is interested in it, definitely let me know. I'll probably be looking at throwing it up on eBay here probably within the next day or two, honestly. It definitely is a cool card to have in a collection. I figured, if there's somebody out there that doesn't have a graded card, it'd be cool, just to have one to kind of see what it's like to have a card in a slab. I know there's a lot of people out there like that, and I was actually like that before I started grading them. But yeah, other than that, I'm kind of happy with the turnout. Not as good as the last set itself, naturally, but like I said, I was kind of willy-nilly sending these ones out just to kind of get a feel of, how long it's going to take and what the process is. So, but other than that, thank you guys very much for watching. If you could please like and subscribe, that'll keep me being able to send these all off to CGC, get them graded, and then if there's any cards that anybody's interested in, definitely hit me up in a DM. and we can probably work out a deal. I could tell you honestly, the ones that I'll probably sell from this group would be the Arceus. I would sell the Mewtwo. I'm not really too attached to it. I definitely want to keep the Espeon and the special delivery Charizard. All the rest of them, I mean, if somebody really wants them, I can get these cards pretty easily. I will be selling these. So, again, thank you very much for watching. And this is PA Pokemon Pulls. Have yourself a great afternoon.